Hello everyone, you're welcome to the Library Studios. This is another episode of Android programming. I'll be talking about the Wallpaper Slideshow application in Android. Okay, this is creating an application that is going to actually call on picture folders, picture files from your device, and is actually going to make a particular folder selected as your wallpaper slideshow. So you're going to have a slideshow as your wallpaper instead of a static wallpaper in the home page of your mobile device. Okay, this is quite interesting. This is a full project I actually developed, and I actually want to share the source files with my good listeners, so that they can actually see how to actually incorporate this wallpaper slideshow service activity and also settings, in this Android application. Okay, I'll be moving straight to Android Studio, which is my development environment, where we're going to actually, go through the high-level rundown of how the application actually is built. Okay, first of all, in the build of Gradle, we have no dependencies this time around, both at the project settings and also at the mobile app session. We have no dependencies for this particular application. We only have the compile SDK version 16, the build tools version 23.0.2, and the minimum XDK version of 7. Okay, and a target SDK version of 16. Right, that's just what we actually need in the build.gradle session. Now let's move to our rest, the layout files. Let's look at the UI of this application. Okay, pick up the main.xml. All right. Let's go to our text so that we're going to explain how the UI is going to be. There's a linear layout with a width and height of field parents. Background from the color green. Orientation is vertical. We have an image view followed, calling from the drawable home icon. Okay, you can find that from the drawable. That's like the icon of the home. Now we have a scroll view. Okay, that has a layout width of field parents and the height of 0 dp. Okay, and the layout margin top of 10 dp and the margin bottom of 10 dp, respectively. The text view, we assign an ID called text guide, TXT guide, with the color of white, FFF. Okay, we have to close the scroll view, followed by another linear layout with a width and height of field parent and wrap content. The rotation is horizontal, not vertical this time, while the layout gravity is center horizontal. We have a button where we assign for the first button the button set wallpaper. Okay, I want you to take cognizance of this ID because we'll be using it in the course of the logic of the application. Okay, the text color of F2, F2, F2. Okay, while we set a text on it called set wallpaper from the string XML. Okay, let's look at our second button, which is the settings button called BTN settings. We actually assign a drawable to it from the drawable folder, and also the text on it is settings. Okay, that's clear. Let's look at the list item XML, which is actually going to list the items. This is a linear layout. Orientation is horizontal. The same image view, but this time it's from the drawable IC launcher, and the width and height is wrap content with the height wrap content. Okay, another linear layout. Okay, right, this orientation is vertical, and we have a text view inside this child linear layout with an ID of folder name. The color is a light black from the color directory, and the text on it is folder. Okay, another text view with the folder path, which is actually going to allow you to pick up the path of the folder, of the particular picture folder. That's what that signifies. Now the text is going to be the folder path /part1 or /folder part2. Okay, all right, that's fine. A closing linear layout while the parent closed linear layout. Now, let's look at some drawable files where we have the omicron PNG, okay, the IC launcher, which is the PNG as well, the live thumb, okay, this is for the background, the custom button, okay, this is actually the shapes, so that the shape tag, what I will call on the color button gray, they call the radius 3dp. I'll also set some padding to it, the left, top, right, bottom 10 dps. We assign the gradient, from the color button gray, and color black, angle 217 degrees. That's where the gradient is going to actually flow from. Corners 4dp. We have padding 10 for right and for bottom. Okay. Let's look at the colors. We have a lot of colors basically by here. Red, blue, green, yellow, white, light gray, mid gray, and picking up. This is a bunch of color arrays. Also, we have the strings, which is the text of this application. We have the app name. That's for the app name. The set wallpaper. We have a preference. This is for the settings preferences. We have for settings preferences. For the folder key, the folder summary, folder default from the SD card rather. We have also the string array for pre-duration data text, 5, 10, 20 seconds, 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, these are predefined text. I'll actually upload the source code anyway. So let's look at our Java class, which is the logic of this application, the main essence of this app. All right, we're actually looking at the wallpaper slideshow activity. Okay, this extends the activity. We are going to have a save instance state, where we're going to set the content view to the layout of the main XML explained. All right, so we're going to set the text guide. We are calling on the text guide. Getting the ID text guide. We're going to set the text based on the HTML. Wallpaper slideshow portal lets you to set slideshow. This is a paragraph, calling from the string. All right. So we're going to call live wallpaper screen by the button click of button set wallpaper. Set an on-click listener to this, and you get an intent calling on the action live wallpaper chooser. Okay, it's going to allow you to choose a wallpaper. This is going to call the settings screen, calling from the ID button settings. We set an on-click listener to that also. Now this is going to call a different class called wallpaper slideshow settings. Okay, that takes us to the wallpaper slideshow settings. What's actually there? What we call on what we call on the settings screen. Okay, takes us to the wallpaper slideshow settings. Okay, this is for the settings. This application is actually going to allow you, you're going to understand how to code up the settings section of an application where you're going to actually set some parameters, in your application, which is going to take effect because of the running of the application. All right, we imported the preference checkbox preference, the list preference, the on-preference change listener, your preference click listener, and the preference activity. Likewise, the text.html. All right, this extends the preference activity definitely, because we're talking about settings. Okay, the onCreate method, super onCreate. Now we're going to set the shared preference name called preference. We get it from the string anyway, and also called the XML settings. Explained that earlier. Now there's a final keyword here for the prefolder. We cast on the list preference to the folder, calling from the string as well. That's the prefolder key. We're going to set on preference click listener now, not on click listener, on preference click listener. where it's going to get the dialog and ID. It's going to start in another activity for the select folder activity. That's the next activity we'll be talking afterwards. All right. We have a checkbox preference pre-scroll. That's while scrolling. So if boolean, if yes or true or false, that's if the new value is true. The boolean is either true or false. There's going to be a new instantiation of the alert dialog where we get a builder. It's going to set an icon. It's going to set the title from the string dialog alert title. It's going to set the message, which all photos will be stretched to fill your home screens. It's going to set the positive button, likewise the negative button, and it's going to show the dialog, which is the preference dialog. It's going to return true. Now we have the preference pre-about, okay, where we're going to set on preference click listener to these as well. Based on the stream version name, we're going to do a try catch here. So what are we trying? We're trying to get package manager, likewise the package info, and the package name method. We're going to get the version name. We're going to assign the PI, which is the object created from the package info, to the version name. So we're going to catch for name not found exception. It's possible. Okay. Now we're going to instantiate the new alert dialog, the set icon, just like the way we set for the show preference, the set title, set message. This time is for the HTML. This is all calling from the text, from the string file. This is going to show the version, the wallpaper slide, blah blah blah. We're going to set the positive button where it's going to dismiss this. Okay, that takes us to these calling intent, which is the select folder activity. Let's look at the select folder activity. Okay, the select folder activity extends the list activity. The onCreate method always. Now the layout for this is the select folder list XML. We have the get list view. We set an on-click listener to this based on 3 arguments, 4 rather, but it starts from 0. The get shared preferences, okay, which is going to actually make this settings stay. We're going to put the string to the folder. We're going to commit this and finish up. Okay. All right. We'll look at the select folder, the select slideshow, the select slideshow activity. Now the select slideshow service. Okay, this is like the engine service. Well, we actually imported a lot of stuff. The graphics bitmap, the bitmap factory, the canvas, the color, the matrix, paint, rectangle environment, the handler, the wallpaper service, the gesture detector, the motion event, the surface order, and the simple and gesture listening. This particular class is going to extend wallpaper service. This is the parent library here, the wallpaper service. We're going to have the handler, The onCreate engine method is going to return the wallpaper slideshow engine method. We have the wallpaper slideshow engine that extends the engine that implements the unshared preference change listening. Now we have some empty. Let's say no. These are fields. The paint, the M scalar, the M width, the height, the width, the minimum width, the offset, the bitmap parts, the index, the draw time, storage ready. We all set the fields to shared preference, the pre-order, pre-duration, pre-random, pre-rotate. These are quite in the mirrors. Now we're going to instantiate a new wallpaper slideshow engine. Wallpaper slideshow engine method. Where we call on the paint, we're going to draw this. We set the color, we set the text align to center, set anti-alias to true, and we're going to set the text size to 18F. We get the shared preference. We register on shared preference change listener to this prefs object we created. Okay, new gesture detector. whereby we call on the Wallpaper Slideshow service this particular class. So if the pre-touched event, you're going to count the mlast draw time and return true. All right. Now we're going to call on the share preference change. Probably once it's changed to folder, get the SD card, the DCIM, but the duration, the random, these are all from the string. I won't like to be clicking it so that we'll be able to see what's actually there instead of us checking it out in the string. This is for the rotate, the scroll, the recurse, that's recursion, double tap, awake. A lot of else if statements here to actually check for each strings, folder, duration, random, recurse, and so on. Now we have the onCreate method. We're going to call on the surface holder. We have intents here. Intent filter the add actions. When the action media is mounted or mounted, removed or remover. Okay. I'll be stopping here concerning this particular Java class because this is where the bunch of the logic actually sits. The Wallpaper Slideshow service. So once I upload this source code to my GitHub account, I want you to look vividly into this service. It's very important. This is where the magic is being done. All right. Okay. I'll look at the search images method, class rather, whereby we extend the async tags, void, and string generics, where we have the progress dialog scroller rolling. It's going to search for the images, and then we're going to have a doing background method where this is going to happen in the background, where we define utils, we get the list directories, where it's going to get the external storage directory, that's the memory card of the device. And post execute is going to show this dialog, and this means but if the result length is greater than 0, it's going to run this. The list adapter else. It's going to show on the alert dialog builder, set the title. We're going to set the message and set the negative button, okay, appropriately with a text input. We have the on pre-execute, where we have the progress dialog, and where it's going to show the progress dialog. All right, that's fine. Without much ado, I would like to look at the image memory. It's actually going to make a catch of the images with the arch map. And also the page map get the image, then the catch based on the keys. Okay. All right. I would like you to test this application on your real device, not emulator this time around, because it's actually going to comprise of two things. Once you launch the application, you get on the settings. You pick the folder of the particular image, because some folders can be like 20 pictures or 30 pictures, So those 40 pictures will be the slideshow images in the home screen of your Android application, or the Android device rather, not application this time, the device entirely. So I actually tested this on the real device and it worked smooth, which I'll be showing you some screenshots of this. The application comes up this way, this format. Firstly, telling you two buttons to set your wallpaper and the settings of the wallpaper. When you move further, you have this as the Wallpaper Slideshow portal, where you have the live wallpapers, because this is actually going to interfere with the live wallpapers, because we have live wallpapers as default, in your Android application, in your Android device rather. I'm sorry, these are live wallpapers. But now the Wallpaper Slideshow application is going to sit or interfere with these live wallpapers default device application. Okay. Now this actually says no photos found, because you have to go back to the settings to select the folder of the pictures, because no pictures already been configured. That's why we have in this screen. I move further to actually pick up a folder. Now we have the recurse folder, where we actually enumerated in the service the duration, a random, do not rotate, blah blah blah. These are from the preferences. Okay, now I click on this folder containing photos to use in the slideshow, where this is going to actually go to my storage, which is my memory card. All right, I have lots of pictures. I have folders of pictures. So you're going to select an album to actually create this. I actually selected one album from this list. We have this picture as the first, I'm going to set it as wallpaper. We have set it as wallpaper. So in my home screen, can you see this is the home screen? I have different pictures intermingling. This is the first one. You can actually see this because this is a static picture. But on your web device, you just see a slideshow moving of all the pictures selected. Continue to have them. These are all pictures on my home screen, scrolling, moving. I have to take screenshot of them as they were flipping around, Look at it. That's fine. Up to the home first. So thank you very much for hanging out with me. This tutorial is quite useful in the course of building a slideshow wallpaper for your application, for your Android device. You can say just code up your own slideshow wallpaper and have them move smoothly on your home screen, with beauty and with elegance. Thank you very much for hanging out with me once more. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out the source code on my GitHub account, where I actually uploaded these files there, so that it's going to be helpful for you to pick it up and develop on it, learn about it, read on it as well, and have a full grip of Android development. Have a wonderful time.